this department.
Thank you. I'm not going to sit here and bore you with a lot of stuff. So I know it's late, but again, my name is Pete Kirley. I am a 33-year retired Army veteran, retired first sergeant. I am also a combat vet of the Persian Gulf, Iraq, and Afghanistan wars. So I call myself the original cheesehead. I'm not a Michigander. I'm sorry. So I'm a transplant. So originally from Wisconsin. I come from a family of 9, 7 boys and 2 girls. I am the second youngest. My grandfather was a World War I vet. My dad was a World War II vet. 2 of my older brothers served. 1 younger served in the Air Force. We don't kind of Air Force, but we still count him as a veteran. No, I'm just kidding. My wife is a veteran, and my son, or our son, is actually serving on active duty right now. He's a captain in the medical field. So, and I've had the distinct pleasure over the last 33 years of people used to call me a hero, and I said, no, I'm not a hero, but I have served with a great multitude of them. So I went and did my job that was asked of me, and I would have liked to serve a couple more years, but I couldn't do it. Mentally, I could do it. Physically, I can't do it anymore. I'm broken. So, but being the new VA or the Lapeer County Veterans Affairs Director is just another step in my goal towards helping veterans. And I say this a lot, and I'm a firm believer in it. You know, us as veterans, we may not be owed everything, but we are owed something. We put the uniform on in this country. You are owed something. I don't care if it's just a thank you. We are owed something. So, and that's my direction. That's my focus. It's going to be hard shoes to fill. Ed Ronder did a great job. He has done a lot of great things for this county and for the veterans. The top 2 things that I'm looking for is homeless vets and suicide prevention are probably the 2 biggest things. And again, I'm not, but this bracelet I wear was for a young man that was my driver in Afghanistan in 2012 who took his life back in March. 27 years old with a family, and I'm sure you've all heard it, the 22 a day. Well, the 22 day is 22 too much, and we need to stop it, and that's where my focus is. I have a very great passion for veterans, and you know, people asked me before I retired, would I do it again? And I said, yep, 1,000 times during the week and 10,000 times on Sunday. And they're like, really? After all you've been through? And I'm like, yep, because there's something to say about duty to country, and that's what I'm all about. I knew I was going in the military from day 1 that I joined, that I went to high school. I knew I was going into the Army. And I wasn't always such a nice guy. I was a proverbial going to jail or going to military kind of guy. Hey, you know what? It is what it is. I'm not embarrassed about it, because you know what? If that's a teaching point to somebody, one of the younger kids, then that's what my job is. It happened. It's part of history. It's who I am. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, ooh, you know, yeah, I was a bad kid. Yeah, I was a bad kid. But you know what? I would have never got to this point without being that bad kid. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, I live here in Genesee County. I'm from Genesee. Well, I live in Genesee with my wife, and I'm just looking forward to doing great things with the people of Lapeer County. So from what I've seen over the last 2.5 weeks now, yeah, I'm pretty impressed. So what a great network system. and it's something I haven't seen in a long time. So, um, yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. Like I said, it's going to be a challenge, but hey, I don't take no very lightly. So, any questions of me? Yes, sir.
Reach out to find veterans that are really suffering that we need to get help to before they commit suicide, or if they're really suffering from mental health issues or something when they're out on the street. What programs do you kind of put in place to go give help to those guys other than see if they come to you?
Right, and that's one of my challenges, and I was actually talking to Ed this morning about that. If that takes me driving to every township in this county, and I guess that's what I'm going to do. You know, it's knowledge is power, and the more I can get out to the people or to the veterans, the better. You know, we went to the town hall or the meeting last Saturday over at the American Legion, and there was 240 plus people there, and it's word of mouth. You know, get the word out, and that's, I mean, if that's me driving to every township in this county, if that's getting on the radio, newspaper, Spotify, Pandora, Facebook, whatever, that's my goal. That is my goal. So the word will get out. So, and that's probably the biggest challenge. Is I wish I had a better answer for you. And like I said, this one, I mean, no suicide is good, but this one hit home very hard. So, I mean, between my Iraq and Afghanistan deployments, I think I lost 13 people in the last 3 years, all to suicide. So, it's got to stop. Yes, sir.
You know that the Sheriff's Department has instituted a new program in the county, in Lapeer, dealing with trauma, stress, and accident victims and so forth. It might be a good avenue for you to meet with the Undersheriff, Jeremy Howe.
Already done.
And you've already done it.
Yes, sir. And I've met the sheriff.
Okay.
Yep.
Sheriff, so they have explained to you their new program, what they're trying to do to avoid or prevent the trauma within the family, whether it's post-trauma stress syndrome or just, severe alcoholism or
right.
drug abuse or whatever.
Right. Very briefly, he did mention it to me, and we're going to sit down here in the next couple of weeks, and he's going to evaluate it, and then I'll take it, and I'm going to run with it.
Can you elaborate a little bit more how you got this appointment and your experience dealing with this? Maybe you can enlighten the people here how you were appointed or...
I was appointed by one of the board members who, I was actually talking to my wife several months ago, and I wanted to go back to college to become a certified counselor for the VA or a veteran service officer. And then this position came open, and I'm like, you know what? It's working with veterans, which my wholehearted passion is passion for. And I'm like, you know, I'm just going to apply it. All I can do is say no to me, right? And move on. Those of you that are military, I don't know, anybody Army here? No. Army? Anybody knows that First Sergeant is the principal trainer for the company element. Well, I took 127 soldiers, 30 of them which were females. Not to say anybody, but females. But I took 127 over to Iraq with me, or to Afghanistan with me. And that in itself, and excuse me if I slip with one of the proverbial explosives, and I apologize, ladies. I didn't think there was any place on earth shittier than Iraq until I got to Afghanistan.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen the treatment they're giving them now, the experimental treatment?
Yes.
They're injected in the neck,
Yes.
and then they quit dreaming about all the problems they had, and they quit drinking, these people, it looks like there's, like they did 20 of them, I think, something like that, or you know how many, and they're coming back to normal. It looks like it might be a cure for it.
You know, from one that suffers from severe PTSD, and myself, you don't ever get rid of them. You learn to deal with them. So they're never going to go away. I mean, would I try it? I have no idea. I really couldn't tell you. You know, I mean, if it helps, great. I really do. Right.
They said they didn't have all the bad dreams.
Right.
They went back to normal. They quit drinking, and they have a function. They got a life that can function now.
Right. And don't take this as disrespectful, sir, because I don't mean it that way. But they're never gonna be normal again. Right. Yeah. They'll never be. They may be. I don't know what the word for it is, but they'll never be what they were before. Right. Right. I mean, I would love to see what the end state of that is. I mean, over a course of a couple of years, a year or two. I mean, I think it's a great program. I would just like to see the end state of that, to see if it happens again or if it's recurring. Because the VA, and I'm not bashing anybody, but the VA is big on experimental drugs to combat this stuff, and I don't believe in it. I really don't. You know, I mean, talking to a VA director that I knew very well from Battle Creek, and we were talking one day, and he says he's got patients that take up to 32 pills a day. How is that even effective? It can't be. There's no way that can be effective. You know, but the right.
Where they can live, you know,
Right.
having all the trauma like they had before, the drinking and
Right.
and everything.
Right. Talking is the best medicine. It really is. Because I was one of them people. And on the recommendation of my wife of going back to see a counselor has actually probably saved our marriage after 31 years. So.
That's the best option they have.
It is.
When you get a group together like
Right.
Alcoholics Anonymous, you get that group together,
Yep.
and that does better than anything they have.
Yep. That's
So
what
they
it is.
all know what they're talking about.
Yep. Yep. I hope it works. I really do.
Well, it'd be a miracle if it did.
It would. It really would.
It would really solve a lot of problems, save a lot of lives.
But there's a lot of put the Band-Aid on it and we'll,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's why I
So
said
far,
no.
it's been a few months and I forget how long they had it on these 20 people, and all of them turned out good. They all got settled down. We'll see how long it lasts, you know,
Right.
a year or 2 years or.
Yeah. I wish them the
side
best.
effects are.
Right. I wish them the best. I hope it works. I really do. Like I said, 22 a day is 22 way too many. So.
I've been in 6 treatment programs for the elderly, so they use me for kids to take out kids. I like,
Right.
they save my life quite.
Right.
So I'm not kidding.
Right. Well, I'm going to leave some business cards. If you guys have any questions of me other than this, please feel free to call me. I'm in the office Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So please don't hesitate. And if you know vets that are out there, please give my number. All right. I got 3 certified veteran service officers and they're willing to help and do whatever they need to do to help these vets. So, yes, sir. Yes. I believe it's LCVA. I'm not sure the total Facebook page, but ours is at Lapeer County Department of Veterans Affairs.com. So, and they can get, I know we're on Facebook. You might have to do some searching. Yeah. So, but please get the word out. Spread the word. So, yes. 287 West Nepocine Street. Yep. So currently, well, not currently, as of 2017, there's 5,800 vets in the county of Lapeer. only 1,100 of them are receiving any kind of VA benefits. So, and that's where I go back to my job is to get them other 4,400 vets in there, or talk to them at some point to see if we can help them, if they even need help. So, like I said, all they can do is say no. So, any other questions? Well, thank you for your time. Nice meeting you, and God bless America.
We hope you do well and succeed well. Thank you very much for attending. And he'll leave some of these business cards here, and we'll pass them out. You'll stay around for a little bit in case they want to talk to you privately. I do want to mention that this weekend, I believe is it Sunday or Saturday? I think there's a job fair at the DuPont Airport for all veterans. It's a special veterans thing at the airport. I don't remember if it's a Saturday or Sunday. It's posted and it's in the newspaper. It is Saturday, and so that's something that all veterans. By the way, this is being broadcast so that it will be on a website. People can view this and then get some information off this website for current affairs. But we thank you very much and appreciate your service to our country. All right. I do want to make two brief announcements before we go. Well, I guess it's the school bond update. I will make a comment on this school bond update just briefly. I will mention to you, number one, that the citizens group, together with myself and Bill Gavette, will be making a presentation at this site, Mayfield Township, on October 14th at 5:30 in the afternoon, regarding objections and insight into the, pardon me? 14th. Mayfield Township. Mayfield Township board meeting will be, that's for Mayfield Township residents, and the reason that's important is the bond proposal includes 3 schools within Mayfield Township. So it is very important that the Mayfield Township board be aware of what exactly is going on with the bond proposal. And I wanted to bring to the attention of the citizens of Mayfield Township and the Lapeer Community School District. This is the ad, 4-page ad, front and back. If you can see this ad, that has been published with taxpayers' dollars by the Lapeer Community Schools. I'm a taxpayer. I didn't approve this. Okay? That's one of the issues that I want everybody to be aware of. Taxes out of control. Bond proposals, $94 million. We now know what the bond is because the bond was sent up to Lansing for approval in August, and it was approved. We now are in September. The special election on this bond proposal is November the 5th. $94 million at a published rate of an average of $12 per individual per month, which we think is not exactly correct. So we will be making a more formal presentation on this bond issue. I want people to be aware of that. If you're a Mayfield Township resident, please attend the meeting on October 14th, which is a Monday, at 5:30. It's a very important issue. I have formal objections to it. I have them printed, and they will be distributed accordingly. But I want to make the